Hello and welcome to this overview. The last module on the right is reports. We get there by scrolling to the right, extreme right, and click on reports. So we've got two types of reports. We've got year-end reports with about 17 different sections, and then we have period reports. We've got about 15 period reports. Now each of these reports has got an explanation, some kind of explanation at the top. For example, this is VAT computations. There is something at the top there. You come to VAT returns, something at the top explaining something about it. You come to cash and bank reconciliation, some explanation, and so on and so forth. Each of them has got some explanation. Now let's get back to the individual reports. Now this is VAT computations. Now we've already entered the transactions in this one, so there is a lot. Can I pinch this one? It's not responding. Let me try the one online. It should respond. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can pinch this. The only problem with is that this one doesn't have a lot of transactions. So we go to the one on the phone. It can scroll, but it's not pinching. That's weird. Anyway, so this would be the VAT figures for the first quarter. We've got months 1, 2, 3, and then the quarterly total. So in case the business is preparing monthly VAT returns, it's catered for. In case it's preparing quarterly returns, it's catered for. So this should be the detailed VAT report, and from that we get from that detailed report we get to the actual VAT return. So this one takes us to the actual VAT returns themselves. It's a pity that it's not pinching. So we got VAT returns. This is what it looks like. You got boxes 1 up to 9. Boxes 8 and 9 are entirely for EU transactions, and this particular business didn't have any of those. Then these are the values for the VAT return. You simply copy from here, and then of course below here we've got some quick verification: sales VAT verification and purchases VAT verification below here at a VAT rate of 20%. Then we have, let me see. So we would be selecting the quarters to navigate from one quarter to another. Now we click back. Okay, something I didn't show you in case there's an error, which is very unlikely. Now we've got something to investigate here in the third. Is it in the third quarter? I think it should be the second quarter. We need to investigate this exposure here. The investigation should be in, I think, the second quarter. That's where we've got a difference of £1.73. We really need to investigate that. It should not arise. That should only arise as a result of a rounding error or so. Anyway, so we go back and we'll look at the monthly reconciliation. Now monthly reconciliation, we've got about 18 accounts. This reconciliation is for the 5 bank accounts. We've got 2 cash accounts. We have got 5 credit cards. We've got 5 loan accounts, and there is one hire purchase account. So what we have here is a figure generated from the bank account. So in this column, we've got figures generated from the bank account. And in the middle column, in the blue column, is where we should type the balance on the bank statement. Now, if there is no figure typed in, it means there is an error which should be investigated, as you can see with the red color. But for example, if the bank statement figure agreed with the amount in the bank account, so we type 23127.15. Okay, so if the two do agree, then the red color disappears like you have noted. Otherwise, the red color is to alert us that there is a difference which needs to be investigated. So now this reconciliation is rather simplified. It's not detailed. The assumption is that if you find there is a difference, then you've got to access the individual bank account against the bank statement and begin ticking one transaction by one until the cause of difference is identified, corrected, and the difference disappears. So that is how this reconciliation works. We should, it's on a monthly basis. And then we continue to cash and bank summary. Now, these are the most important accounts in the business. Most important accounts in the business. Now, let me see if I can pinch. Can I switch to the pinch to, let me see, just a second. The cash and bank summary. So, we've got a summary for each and every bank account, 5 of them, plus the 2 cash accounts, simply because they are the 2 most important accounts in the business. They show the cash in the business, either on the bank account or physically in cash form. So we've got the debits column showing the total deposited on the account, and then the credits column showing the total credited from the account, taken from the account, and the balance on a monthly basis. So it gives us a summary of what took place on the account, quick overview, without looking at the detailed account. So what we have here is for the main bank account, bank account 1, and then below here is the cash account, which ends up with a balance of 5,028. And then below that is the second bank account. Then we have the second cash account, third bank account, fourth bank account, fifth bank account. And that brings us to the end. Now, printing, you click the print PDF. Now, if there is a printer connected, then it goes straight to the printer. Otherwise, we can opt to save as a PDF. So there we are. Now this has got 4 pages. Just hold on. Save as PDF. Now we need to show something below here. 4 pages, 1 out of 4. So these are the 4 pages. We can scroll down to the following pages to see a preview before the actual printout is done. And then when we click this button, the PDF is created. Now to create the PDF, we click this button, and then there should be some pre-allocated file on which these PDFs should be saved. So at the bottom here, it comes with the name highlighted. So let me see, I need to drag this one down. Oh yes, that's fine. So we simply click on that and then rename, give it a name, because the default name can't work for all PDFs. Now this is a C Cash Bank summary. I can say CB Sum Cash Bank summary, and I click save. And that's it. Otherwise, if I don't want, just click the back and you go back and then back again and then back again. So that is let's drag this down. Yeah, that's better. So next we look at the general ledger. Now this is one of the longest reports it generates. Now it shows individual accounts, although actually it's on a monthly basis. You select month 2 to see transactions for the second month, and you wait a little while because it's a lot of data being processed. So you can select the month desired and it will be displayed, and after display you click print and you get what you want. Now it displays transactions. We start with the dates column, narrations, times known as details column, document number, I think in manual bookkeeping it used to be called folio, and then here we'll look at the transaction number and then the amount, and there is auto balancing. Now what is interesting here is that the debit and credit amounts are recorded in the same column. Debit and credit amounts are recorded in the same column. Let's see an account with both debit and credit entries. Yeah. Now this account here, which account is this? Fixed assets disposal. Don't like to deal. I don't want to. Let me find another one. Let's look at the debtors control account. Now this debtors control account, credited 1500, debited 1500, so that's a zero balance. Now when we add everything, the difference is £6.80, so that is what the debtors are still owing according to that month. Now remember, this is a monthly balance, it's not an annual figure, it's a monthly balance. So that's well, we've got all the general ledger accounts. You just scroll down, they're all there. Just scroll down up to the last account at the moment, which is 258, which is the capital added account, and there's balance at the bottom of each and every account. Now next we'll look at the trial balance. Now this trial balance is on a quarterly basis. We've got the balances for individual months. Sorry, just a second. I normally prefer to have this one behind there. It's not fitting properly. Just another. Yeah, it should be better now. That's better. So this is the first quarter. We have balances for the month 1, month 2, month 3, and the quarterly total. And then we scroll to the bottom to see the total for month 1. Month 1, there's a zero difference at the bottom. Can we drag this higher? Yes, there's a zero difference there. Zero difference to confirm that double entry was done properly and there is no cause of difference. Now because the screen is small, of course on your mobile, on the tablet, you should be able to pinch to see more at the same time. Actually, I can illustrate that with this other version. Let's go to the trial balance quickly. The pinch feature is available here, although not on the mobile because we are accessing it via another app. So you can pinch and see more stuff on the screen. But then ideally, the ideal scenario is printing. The ideal scenario is printing and you physically see the trial balances for the 3 months. Okay, now we click back and look at the next report, which should be the journals. Now these journals, these are transactions recorded without a source document. Let's have a quick look here. There is an explanation at the top here. List of transactions recorded without source documents. So that is what they are. Now there should be a debit and credit entry indicating which account is credited, which one is debited, and then we should have a total which should be a 0 at the bottom. The narration should be found on, oh, we should have a narration here actually, yeah, we've got a column for narrations here as well. And then the next period report is the creditors reconciliation. Now this is one of my most favorite reports. Automating the creditors reconciliation is very interesting. Well, because the figures, there's an element of automation in the figures on the recording forms, VAT amounts and so on. And then whatever ends up on the creditors control account is a duplicate of what ends up on an individual account in the creditors ledger. Then somehow the two should be equal. So this one shows us the balance on the creditors control account and the sum of the balances listed below. And the difference should be 0. It's done for us. It saves us time. All you need is to explain if anyone needs clarification. And then this is the creditors ledger, prepared on a monthly basis. Accounts for the different creditors. Just scroll up and down to see the details. The next we have the debtors reconciliation. Similar to the creditors reconciliation, that is month 1. You select the month to see the ledgers for the different months. Now apparently what we recorded, there wasn't a lot for debtors. And after that we've got the debtors ledger. Shows transactions on individual debtor account. So in month 1 it's only one account that had transactions. Now let's look at month 2. Month 2, there is very few. But of course in your practice documents there is a lot to record. Now let's look at the profit and loss accounts. Now these profit and loss accounts, they are on a monthly basis. So this one shows the profit generated in month 1 and it ends up in a loss. So if the figure is in black, that means it's a loss at the bottom there. Otherwise, if it's a profit, then it should be in red. Remember, you can pinch to see more information on the same screen. Here's the profit and loss account. And next to that is the notes to the profit and loss account. Now, this shows how the summary figures on the profit and loss accounts are generated. So we've got month 1, we've got 6,430 for month 1. Where does it come from? Only the sales account. And then below here we've got cost of sales account. That figure comes from 3 balances. Balances coming from accounts 21, 22, and 23. All right, and then so these are the notes, detailed, an illustration of how the figures on the summary profit and loss account are generated. So when you finish the first quarter, you select the second quarter. We also have those for the balance brought forward. Okay. Now, this is the fourth quarter. Just 1 second, because there's a lot of data. It is processing, and it also depends on how fast your processor is. Different mobiles have got different strengths of processors. So now we'll look at the balance sheet. We'll look at the balance sheet quickly. These are the balance sheets. Now, balance sheet is on a quarterly basis. We didn't find it necessary to generate a monthly balance sheet. So these are the balances. This is brought forward. So you select the quarter here to get to the second quarter. So this is the balance sheet for the second quarter. And these are the figures. Please take time to when you get the actual up. And then finally we look at the notes to the balance sheet, also prepared on a quarterly basis. These are the balances brought forward, and then we've got the first quarter. These are the figures. So this is cumulative. The first column is for balances brought forward. The middle is the quarter balance, and finally we end with the balance carried forward at the end of that quarter. And that brings us to the end of period reports. Thank you.